Welcome to Fun and Games Side Quests. Every episode is a different host sharing a video game they love and why they love it.
Hey there, side questers. I'm Sarah Storm. Sometimes I'm an actress and a singer-songwriter, and most times I'm a producer. If my last name sounds familiar to you, yes, I am Matt Storm's spouse. What I don't typically identify as is a video game fan, a major video game player. I do love a walking sim. I am a dyed-in-the-wool walking sim girly. I want the narrative. I want the story. I want all of it. Until recently, though, I have not so much been about the combat, like it at all. I'm starting off with this sort of orientation because I need you to understand the sort of golly gee naivete I showed up with to Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Side note, on story, yes, I played in story mode, and it was still so freaking hard. But I digress. Okay, so periodically when Matt is gaming, I will pop by that section of our living room to see what's going on. And I usually stay for a few minutes and I check out a cutscene or two and I bounce. I showed up while Matt was going through the prologue. I watched the first chunk of it and then I bounced because I was like, I want to play it. I want to play it. And Matt was very kind and let me basically take control of our PS5 for a while so that I could really just dive in. This is the first turn-based RPG I have ever played, and I think the kids at Sandfall Interactive have spoiled me for all other games. Really. I played for I want to say a solid 5 weeks, and every so often, including tonight, using the excuse I want to remind myself, I pop back in the game to see what else there still is to do. There's still a ton. I might get to some of that in a spoilery section, but not yet. Okay, so here's the basic story. I don't think I'm spoiling anything because I feel like this is all available on the copy about the game. Okay, so we start Expedition 33. We sort of see this beautiful painting. It looks like we're in Paris looking at the Eiffel Tower, but the tower is very bent and wonky and half blown off. The sky is crazy times. We start to hear this really beautiful music come in and the scene shifts. And now we're seeing a painting of a pier that's kind of half blown up. There's weird angles happening. There is what looks like a sun in an eclipse hanging in the sky. And in the distance, there's a monolith that will be so important. It has a glowing number 34 on it. Again, it is an absolutely gorgeous painting, but these red and white flower petals start to drift across the screen. And then, boom, we're in a greenhouse, and there is a really handsome, really mopey guy. He is Gustav. Gustav will continue to mope. That is his primary, not his function. He does a lot of other stuff, but moping is kind of where he lives. There's this young woman beside him with this flowing ginger hair. She starts teasing him. Her name is Maëlle. I love Maëlle instantly. And not only because we're both ginge, she's snarky, but sweet, and it's really fun. Anyway, so this whole scene unfolds, this prologue unfolds. We start to get a sense of what's happening in this world. And basically, a bunch of people every year die on this day in an event called the Gommage. And then the day after, more people set out to try to stop the next crop of people from dying the next year. And that is called an expedition. Gustav's ex, Sophie, is about to Gommage. Our mopey friend Gustav, is having all of these feelings about this. He has a flower. The flowers are important. He wants to give it to her. He's very sad. And we launch fully into the prologue. Gustav is walking around this absolutely stunning alt Paris that we learn is called Lumiere. Maëlle is there too. She's there to teach us as Gustav how the game works, what the mechanics are. We kind of get to do this at our own pace, and that is amazing because there is just so much to see. One of the main reasons I am obsessed with this game is that it is stunning. It is extremely French. Okay, these are more than one reason. I love this game for many reasons. It is visually stunning, beyond stunning. It is it's walking through an immersive art gallery, sort of, while this incredibly haunting, beautiful music plays. The story is so good. In these early stages, you really just you touch a bunch of stuff. You knock into things. You see what you can pick up and what you can't. My only gripe is that you couldn't root around and pick up as many things as I wanted to in the beginning, but you're getting acclimated to the whole world. And I'm gathering that this is pretty typical in a turn-based RPG. I know it's pretty typical in other games. Here it is maybe more beautiful than any other game I have ever experienced, secondhand or firsthand. And eventually Gustave finds Sophie. You get to control Sophie a bit. You adventure down Lumiere to the harbor. This section kind of goes as long as you want to. And I think the only time you get to do stuff for as long as you want is here in the prologue and then after the main story is over, right? There's a bunch of people here in the prologue to chat with. Every conversation adds context and texture. There are clues, I know there are clues in here to what the story will ultimately become. So again, I knew the basic premise of the story because I have the internet, but this part was so fascinating to me. I think I already said, I ran around a bunch, an hour, clicking everything, doing every little training simulation. It was all set up so cleverly, which I also loved. And through this prologue, we're starting to get the themes of the game. And if you have known me for 5 minutes, you know that at least the last couple of years, I'm very invested in grief and grieving. Not I'm just grieving all the time, but I don't think we talk about it enough in the world. I don't think we deal with it well at all. The world, America, New York, I don't know. The we that I'm in, I don't think we deal with grief particularly well. And this, I don't think it's spoilery to say that this is a game about loss and grief. In this prologue, every situation, every conversation, every scene is sort of underscored by impending death. They're dropping clues to the themes: love, life, death, grief, agency, determination. And you're getting all of this in the prologue. So again, the whole time I'm walking through this, I'm falling deeper in love already. Tragic things happen that move the story along. The 34 is replaced by a 33. Then there's a sort of sad wake-style party, and the expedition begins. A bunch of people get on a boat and sail into the night to go play the game, be the game, fight the game. And oh my God, I, again, am not a combat person. I love the turn-based nature of this game because I had to learn timing, which made it also feel kind of musical, which is a thing I'm more comfortable with. It was sort of gentle in how mean it is to you in the beginning. It is a hard game, even on the easiest mode. And in the beginning, I was really frustrated. But unlike other games where I have just noped out as soon as it got to feel like the mechanics were too difficult to feel worthwhile, I could not put it down. I just stayed and stayed and stayed. I would enter an area of the game, discover I was far too weak to do anything useful. I'd go back. Matt heard me use the term grinding for the first time. I had to level up all these characters to make things work. And in between all the battles, basically the story just keeps emerging. And again, it's stunning. And I cannot say anything else about the game without spoiling you. So if you have not played Expedition 33 yet, I'm so sorry. Please hit pause and go play. Go play. I'll be here when you're back. Okay, so now that they are gone, hi, other people who have played Expedition 33. Holy shit, right? I don't know that I am newer to gaming, but I've never experienced so many narrative twists and turns. I really love a story that is not afraid to sucker punch you in the feels to make its point. And boy, this game does not disappoint. The end of Act 1, how as everything starts to unravel and you get deeper and deeper into the world, all the clues to what the stuff that's happening underneath, I feel seep closer and closer to the surface. It gets super confusing. It's a 3-act structure, but we get to the end of part 2 and I literally thought I had missed something. I did not realize the setup for part 3, which in the moment made it very frustrating to me. And then I fell even deeper in love with it. It was so hard. And it took, some of this stuff took so many tries. I really just enjoyed being bad at something and then having to very slowly get better. All the while, it's stunning to look at. It's stunning to listen to. It's fascinating. The voice actors are beyond terrific. And I still am being really on purpose, like, I guess, oblique, because I don't want to mess with your enjoyment if you're listening and you haven't gotten all the way through this. But it was incredible. It was so hard. I don't think I've ever, outside of a walking sim, I don't know that I have ever played a game all the way to the end. But I did here. It was super fun. I was like almost angry that it was over. And that is when I discovered all the stuff you can do in a game world like this past the main narrative. That's where I still am. So it's been weeks, right? This game has been out for a while. And I've still been like, I go back to the Endless Tower periodically because, again, I'm not like very experienced in combat, but I want to see if I can get the ghosty Clea that's on the side off to the thing to start talking to me more. And I sense that I can, but I think I have to get much further through the tower to get her to do that. I beat Clea. I beat her. It took me days. Matt had to show me how to like sleep the machine without turning it off because I couldn't. It took me probably, I don't know, 12 hours, 18 hours to like make it all the way through. I don't know what even is time. I have never been so satisfied as I was when I beat that boss and Matt was sitting next to me. I get it, guys. I get it. Okay. I understand in a way that I never understood before. But like, I think the other thing I loved about this game is it taught me so much how to see what Matt loves about games. It was not the easiest world for me to get into, like gaming. So like I've learned a little bit more of their language, and that to me is incredibly satisfying. So yeah, it's stunning. Sometimes I just pop into Expedition 33 and fly SKA around the world map. Tonight, again, under the guise of like, oh, I should check this out before I talk this through because I'll forget things I want to say. That was an excuse. Matt knew it. I knew it. But I found that flying red forest area. And I think I'd found it before, but I've spent like, I don't know, 20 more hours knocking around this world since then. And I was finally able to like get into it. And even in the obscure things, that you may or may not find after the main story, there's fun tricks. I interacted with something and the whole world went black and white and was like the enemies weren't very hard to fight, but it was a little funky. And like, it's very weird. And I want to keep pushing through because again, I sense there's more. This is a little rambly, but I trust that you are good with it because you also love games. And now I love games too. Yeah, it is the best conversation about grief and grieving that I ever think I've witnessed in popular culture. Because you really just kind of have to keep walking through. You lose people, you lose important people, you find out things are true that you didn't want to be true, and you keep moving forward, right? Tomorrow comes, I have never in my life been a person who's like, gosh, I wish there were DLC. That's a lie. Control. I want there to be more DLC for Control. I can't play the Alan Wake games. They're too scary. I'm waiting for Control too. Anyway, but like here, I have explored every corner of this world that I possibly can, and I want more. And that map, you know how like that map is still so empty? I'm like, they left themselves a lot of ground to cover, and I choose to believe bunches of that ground will be covered by DLC. I want it yesterday. I have never known this feeling before. It's very exciting. Okay. TLDR Expedition 33 is beautiful. It is meaningful. It is exquisitely crafted. It is incredibly well acted. The parrying and the dodging are a little wonky, but once you get them, you really got them. Yeah. Okay. So I've been here with you for a while and I should let you go. I am passionate about this game. If you are also passionate about this game, find me on the internet. Tell me what you love. I will think of 57 things as soon as I stop recording this, I guarantee you. Anyway, I am mostly on LinkedIn for reasons, which, you know, if you know me, you know. So I'm mostly on LinkedIn. My website needs updating. It's iamsarahstorm.com. You can find me on Instagram and a little bit on Blue Sky. That's mainly where I live. Like my website, I am Sarah Storm. I am Sarah with an H, the way it should be spelled, Storm, Storm. That's how to find me. Unless you are on LinkedIn, and then just look for my name because, LinkedIn. All right. Yeah. If you want to see some of the stuff I do, I think I would say hop on in to Law & Order SVU seasons 15 and 17 and look for a really unhinged redhead. Pop into the most beautiful, the most wonderful. Fleischman is in trouble. You have to look for me carefully, but I'm there a little bit. What else? Yeah, come find me on LinkedIn. You can see there all the things I'm involved in producing. And friends, I can't wait to hear what you are loving in the gaming world. So remember, happy gaming.
Hey.
Oh, hey, Jeff.
What's going on, guys?
Oh, talking about Superman.
Oh, cool. I could talk about Superman.
I could talk some more about Superman.
We know.
I'll bet a few people would want to get in on this.
I'm down.
You know it.
That sounds like fun. I'll do it.
Cool, let's do it. We can call the show Men of Steel.
And you can find it at certainpov.com.
Or wherever you get your podcasts.
Yay.
CPOV.
Certainpov.com.